Hey guys, I hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to another review here on my channel. I am Laurie from Gold Polish. Today we're going to be talking about the holidays. I know we're just getting into falls, but we're going to jump right in because all the companies are coming out with their holiday collections. I got this collection from Polish Pick at a discounted price. That's a great place to pick up these polishes. I'll have a link to that in the description down below so you can check that out if there's any of these that you want to purchase. So there is one cream only in this collection. There's a hollow glitter, there's shimmer, there's pearl, there's foil. There's a big variety here. They are quite unique and different, even though you might look at it and think they're not. The shimmer base is a little bit different than what we've seen previously with OPI. So there's 12 polishes in this collection and 3 bonus glitters, so that makes 15 polishes total. You can get those at Polish Pick as well, and I will talk about those 3 bonus glitters at the end and let you know if I think you should get them or not. The formulas are all pretty great and consistent with OPI. They always do a good job with that, and let's talk about all the polishes. The first one we have is Naughty or Ice, and this is a nice champagne color. It leans a little bit pink. It's a very pale color, and it's packed with these silvery glitters. It's very pretty and perfect for the holidays. I really like these neutral glitter colors. They're the ones that I gravitate towards the most, and I think they're really appropriate for the holidays, whether that's Christmas time or New Year's. This one's going to be opaque in 2 coats. You might need 3 depending on your application and how thick you do those coats. If you're going to float your brush a little bit, that does tend to make it a little bit thicker, so you might only need 2, but you also have to be really careful when you do that because you can get bubbling. You need to float your brush but still put just a little bit of pressure on there, and you'll kind of find that medium ground there as you practice that technique. OPI had some similar colors but nothing with this same kind of glitter, so this one's pretty unique, and let's get into the comparisons for that. And then we have Tinsel Lil Star, and this has the same formula as that previous one that I talked about. It's really packed with these glitters, but it's got this beautiful kind of gray purple tone, which I really love, and it's a little bit more neutral, which is really fun. Same thing, this is going to be opaque in 2 to 3 coats depending on your application. I like this one quite a bit too. I think it is quite unique. There's nothing that I have that had that same kind of color tone. OPI Nails The Runway had a little bit similar base color, so if you like that polish, you're going to really like this one, but it had just different colored glitters in there that made it a different color. So they're not exactly the same, but they are kind of similar. So this one's quite unique too, and I also think this one is fun for the holidays, and let's get into the comparisons for it. This next one I have is Snow Falling For You. I love that name, and it's this pink, almost salmon colored pearlescent color. It's really pretty. I like this one more than I thought I would. I like the other one I'm going to show you next a little bit better just because it's a little richer in color, and this one was a little too close to my skin tone, and so it just didn't have that pop that I really wanted. But I think it is pretty for the holidays. Once in a while I do wear pearly colors, but not very often. But if you love pearlescent colors like this, you're going to really like this one because it's quite unique, and I couldn't find anything with its same color tone. I liked it better with a little bit thicker coat just because I think it allowed you to see lines of glitter in there. I thought it was kind of a cool polish, especially when you build it up to 2 or 3 coats. Let's get into the comparisons for this one. This next one is this shade is Ornamental. It's this corally pink color. It's really pretty. So it's a little darker than this one, but they have a very similar formula. They're both this pearlescent, except this one has this kind of silver, very fine silver veining going through it, as do the next 3 polishes that I'm going to show you. So this one's pretty. I liked this one way more than I thought I would. I think it's perfect for the holidays. It's a fun pop of color, and it definitely does pop on your nails. The formula is great. It's going to be opaque in 2 coats, and I do like those coats to be a little bit thicker because I think you see that shimmer in there a little bit more when you do that. This next one is Gingerbread Man Can. I like that name. It's very creative. It's this beautiful brown polish that almost leans a touch purple, and it has that same really fine silver shimmer running through it, which is really beautiful. It's like a cooler and lighter version of an OPI polish that I really loved, and I cannot, it's like warm. I'm gonna type it here because I totally cannot remember the name of it, but I loved that polish. Probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I wore that all the time, especially this time of year. This one's a little cooler toned, which I think is more appropriate for later on in the season when we're getting out of fall, but obviously you can wear polishes anytime you want. It has a great formula. It's going to be opaque in 2 coats, and let's get into the swatch for it. This next one is Mary in Cranberry, and this is a beautiful cranberry shade. It has a little more purple than it's showing up here. I think it's just because it has some of a purple flash to it, but it does have like a red berry base. And it also has that fine silver shimmer running through it, which is really pretty. This is going to be opaque in 1 to 2 coats. This has a beautiful formula. It just goes on so nicely and rich, and OPI does such a good job with these rich colors. The polish that I found was really close to this one. Well, I wouldn't say really close to it. Closest to is Sending You Holiday Hugs, and that's just the color tone of it. That one has a lot of gold shimmer in it, and this does not. So if you like that color tone, the kind of shimmery polish like that, you're gonna really like this one, and it's different from that as well. So even though you think OPI has a lot of polishes like this one's quite unique, which was a fun surprise. And let's get into the comparisons for this one. The next one we have is Dress to the Wines. I really like that name. This is a burgundy wine colored polish. The name is quite appropriate, and it has that silver shimmer running through it. It's going to be opaque in 2 coats, maybe 1 to 2 coats. It's very appropriate for the holidays and for winter time. This one is going to be really close to Sending You Holiday Hugs if you have that polish. They are pretty much the same color tone. This one does have more silver shimmer, and that one has other shimmers that are similar to the base color. If you have that one, you might pass on this one. But anyway, let's get into the comparisons for this one. Okay, so those were the 4 that had that kind of silver shimmer running through it. So now the next one I'm going to talk about is Let's Take an Elfie. And this one doesn't have that, well, it does, I think, have that silver shimmer, but it also has a lot of purple shimmer under there, and it kind of has a purple base, but I want to say it has more red base, but those purple shimmer make it look more purple, if that makes sense. I think it's perfect for the holidays, and it really adds so much dimension with all that very fine purple shimmer in there. It's very festive. If I want to reach for a holiday polish, this is probably going to be the one that I reach for out of the collections that I've seen so far. It's going to be opaque in 1 to 2 coats. It's pretty unique. If it's close to anything, it's close to Feel the Chemistry, but they are quite different. You can see here they look really similar, but this one has like that purple and green flash, iridescent flash through it, so they are a little bit different, but the base is pretty much the same. And let's get into the comparisons for this one. This next one is this Gold Slays Me. It's just your typical shiny metallic foil gold polish. It is definitely a yellow gold, and people must really like these because they always come out with them. They're not like super original, but I didn't find anything that was exactly the same as this one in OPI's line, but I don't have all of these shades. It's a little bit streaky just because it is a foil, and that's why I don't necessarily love foil polishes. I think you're going to get away with 1 to 2 coats on this one. And let's get into the comparison for it. This next one is To All a Good Night, and it's this gunmetal based polish with these silver and almost bluish glitters in here, which I think sets it apart from like Colmates and other things like that. And I think Danny and Sandy Forever from the Grease collection, because as I'm looking at it today, in some angles of light they look exactly the same, but in some angles you can kind of see see the difference in them. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell that, but it's slight. So if you have either of those polishes, you probably don't really need this one, but I do like these kind of glittery polishes in the winter time. I will wear these once in a while. It's going to be opaque in like 2 coats. So now we're going to talk about Heart and Kohl. This is I would say a hollow polish. I have been corrected on this before, and I have to say I am not an expert on glitter polishes, obviously, because I like creams. So correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I do think this is a holographic polish. But I will say it is going to be opaque. I would do 2 coats for this one for full opacity. It is going to leave a little bit of texture, and I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. Adding a top coat really helps bring out that shine, but as it dries, you can still feel the texture. I did 2 top coats, I think, for the swatch picture, and then even after that I could still feel a little texture, so that bothered me. I just wanted it smooth and glossy and glittery, so this one's not my favorite. And I feel like the dark polish kind of covers up some of those glitters, so they're not as visible as you might want them to be. So this one was not my favorite, and I did no comparisons to it either, just because I have nothing like this. Okay, this next one is the only cream, and it's called Ready for the Holidays. It's such a pretty red. It's what I have on my nails here in this video. This has a Crelly-ish formula, and I'm going to explain that to you guys here really quickly just because I always get questions about it. So when I say Crelly, I mean mixed with jelly and cream. So there's jelly polishes that are like transparent, slightly transparent, and they look squishy, and they're, you know, kind of like jelly, a little bit see-through. And then there's like a rich cream. Then there's formulas that are mixed between both of those, and so they're a little bit see-through, but they build up nice in 2 coats, and they're a little bit squishy looking still, but they're not transparent and you can't see the line of your nail through it. So I love that. That's my favorite type of formula, is the Crelly formula. So you're going to be hearing me say that quite often. But anyway, I love this shade of red. It's a perfect balance. It's going to be opaque in 1 to 2 coats, and it is beautiful. It's making me want to wear more reds. I did comparisons for it. It's my least favorite color to do comparisons for, but it gives you a good idea out of the OPIs that I have which one it's closest to, but there's going to be a dupe out there somewhere for this. But they do their red formulas so good. Love them so much. Liked this one a lot, and let's get into the comparisons for this one. Okay, now we're going to talk about the 3 bonus glitters. I was really excited about these because I thought they were unique and interesting and flaky and fun for the holidays. And I have to say I was a little bit disappointed. So this is Bling It On. It's got this beautiful blue periwinkle base, and it has these iridescent flakies in it. It's not as opaque as I'd like it to be, although you can't have it too opaque or those flakies don't show up. So I just think you can't really win with polishes like this. I wanted to do 3 coats to get full opacity, but then it was really, really chunky. I think you could use it as a topper, but I would hate to have like that color on top of another color, so I just wouldn't prefer it that way. That's Piper yawning. She has the craziest yawn. Shaking her ears. I don't know. I just didn't really like this one. I did not do comparisons for this one because I don't have anything like it. Okay, and this next one is Puttin On the Glitz. I like this one a little bit more. It's going to be opaque in 2 coats. This was a little better. I would maybe wear this one. It's got this gray base to it, and then it has the same iridescent flakies in it. I don't know. Not much to say about it. I might use it on an accent nail or something, but I would never use it as a topper. I just don't think it would be good as a topper. So that's it. Then this next one, all Twitter in glitter, and I liked it. I like glitter toppers for the holidays. I'm terrible at explaining glitters. You can see it. I'll show a picture of it. I kind of liked it on its own for an accent nail with a really thick top coat on it, just because I think that looks kind of cool. But it also looked good on a polish. I did it on the only cream that we have in here, and that's the red one, so you guys can see that. I think if you used it as a topper, you only need to do 1 coat. OPI has a lot of glitters, but they weren't exactly like this one, so I didn't take the time to do the comparison for it. And some of them are getting dried up, so it's kind of nice to have a new, fresh one. Wow, OPI always has such big collections to go through, and with 15 polishes, that's a lot. So hopefully this video helps you in deciding what colors you want to get, because it can be overwhelming sometimes. So these are the 3 just because I think they're fun and unique. I think this is really festive for the holidays. It's one that I would actually wear. This one's called Let's Take an Elfie, and then the white champagne one called Naughty or Ice. I thought that was really fun and I would wear it. And I really was surprised by this shade is Ornamental because I think I will wear this one. So these are the three that are my favorites from the collection. If you don't have Colmates or Danny and Sandy Forever, I would get this one. If you don't have a red and you're just starting out, this one is a really great one. Okay, thanks for joining me. I hope that was really helpful. Please make sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out if you guys do that, and leave comments down below, and I like having conversations with you guys. So which polishes did you like? Please let me know down below, and we will see you next time.